We're doing a big giveaway today, everybody. Super excited about that. We'll be giving away up to $1,000 prize. And we're going to continuously kind of remind you of how to enter throughout the podcast. We're going to be talking about the market fake out today, Bitcoin all-time highs. And my co-host Kyle here hit a $6,000 leverage trade, and he's going to walk us through it because on this show, we do more than talk the talk. We walk the walk. Kyle put his money where his mouth was, and it paid off. So that's going to be a big section of the show.
So this was kind of one of those trades. I knew news was starting to get bullish, like the market was starting, like ETH kept going up. So I went ahead and took an educated guess on this one that, usually when you have a cup and handle, you'll get like a breakout. So it's not all the time. I mean, these handles can break down in bearish momentum, but yesterday was bullish momentum. So I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna dump a trade in here and 10x it. I usually don't do 10x leverage, but just considering that these patterns are like really rare in trading, I was like, it's probably appropriate given the small risk allocation I put towards this trade. So
What was the risk allocation?
I put 4K into this trade and then 10x leverage, so I had around 40K, a
That's
little bit less.
crazy. So
And
what was, I'm sure you looked at it, like what was like your top risk here? Like I know obviously if it's leveraged it can like you could lose the whole thing, but like what was your stop loss at and how much would you have lost if that had triggered? Or did
well,
you even check?
yeah, so I didn't. You're supposed to set a stop loss, but I actually did it on this trade. Once it broke past this barrier, it kind of started like it happened pretty relatively quickly. So I was in the gains here the entire way up,
Mm.
and this price actually held for quite some hours. So if we click over to the 1 hour chart, it actually hung around this price level for quite a bit. I mean, this was like in whole like 10 hour, like around this price level. That's when I noticed like the reversal was kind of starting to set in. And we would probably see people taking profits, and that would be including me. So I sold around these candles up here, seeing that the price couldn't sustain like upward momentum. And also Ethereum's like candle was way too hot. So that Arbitrum is like a beta play of Ethereum. So I knew that this was going to start coming down and correcting. But as you can see, we could start seeing now. I don't know if we're done with like this small bearish trend right here just yet. It's a healthy correction, so we could be in for a couple more days of that. But there is like kind of a reversal happening right here with this kind of like short term double bottom. But that's 1 hourly chart. It's not like a daily chart, so take that with a grain of salt. Hourly is not as accurate as like a daily chart, the larger time frame. But yeah, you could have bought this nice little dip here, and then it's kind of gone back up to this level.
So did you, I saw you post a chart of just like your buys and sells. Twitter is cooked right now, by the way. So kind of throws off our giveaway plan. That doesn't mean we're not going to do it, but we might have to do something a little different. Literally, I can't even load my tweets or your tweets right now. So nobody, somehow Nick slipped in here. I have no idea how Nick slipped in. He said, I've been looking at BZ this week. I had never heard of it until I went looking for pudgy cards. Not that I know about it everywhere now. Not that I know about it. I'll see it everywhere now. Yeah, I don't know how Nick slipped through here, but welcome to the chat. We are still going to do the giveaway. But Kyle, I saw like on the chart, it looked like you had like a lot of buys and sells. Did you like buy multiple times and like clip out or?
Yeah, so I was doing more swing trading on like a lower time frame back then. And also I set limit sales. So there'll be like a lot more sales on there than actually what was sold. So like I was selling at one time, but on the chart it'll show like 6 to 10 sell orders that were completed. So that's why there are so many like buy and sell orders, because either limit buying or limit selling. So I didn't like have too much slippage on the trade. So with Hyperliquid,
Mm.
there seems to be a lot of slippage, especially on the selling side. So I don't really like that with Hyperliquid, but it is what it is. That's what happens sometimes in trading. You just had to do limit selling and limit buying sometimes
Dude,
on some of these.
I got wrecked earlier this week on BullX. I was in this like pretty low market cap token. It was like 500K or something. and I set I put way too much in for it being that market cap, but I set a sell limit for like 15% drawback or whatever. I left my setup and I came back and it didn't trigger. And I lost like $230. I lost like 1.3 soul because of that. I was like really bummed about that because it was just like,
Oh yeah.
I guess technically user error because I don't know if that was like a slippage problem or what, but super upsetting.
I got one here. A trade that I caught super early. I actually picked it up down here. And then I paper handed it because not because I wanted to necessarily. It was because I bought it like right here. It went up to almost a mil. Probably should have sold there, but I held out because I was super distracted. First day of school was today and yesterday for my daughters. So I actually kind
Mm.
of was forced to paper hand down here in this like downward momentum. And then like I check it later on and it had like pumped all the way to 7.65 mil. So this was like a kind of a bonk play, you know, Stupidino, like kind of like Rift, kind of like a derivative of bonk. But the bonk guy, I think, owns like a huge amount of this token, and he's going on the Thread Guys podcast today, I think, to talk to be on that podcast. So I think people were doing two things. You know, they like the bonk guy is kind of like a meta right now, and so is you know, they might maybe he says something on the podcast. Now he hasn't. I'm not sure if he said much on X 'cause I don't follow him like that, but maybe people are
Dude,
speculating here.
it's typically always sell before the podcast. Like it's always like buy when you did and sell into the podcast because I don't remember
Yeah.
the last time there's been a podcast on something and it like they say something that rockets the token. Now, like obviously, like Bonk guy, I mean, if he actually mentions this token, being it's such a small market cap, yeah, I could do crazy. But if he doesn't, this thing's going to like 3 mil, sub 3 mil or something.
Yeah, like, so it's bad to do technical analysis like I'm trying to do on here, but there's a lot of meme coin traders that actually do TA for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they do. So I still will actually TA since that's like been a consensus among like meme coin traders, even on like super low caps, which is kind of stupid to do, but people do it. So I went ahead and just like did some TA. It's broken this like bull pennant, and it could go down to 4.43. And obviously, like this is like a super insanely risky play. Don't bet on this and don't put your money in it because you could lose all of it. So not financial advice, but do your own due diligence. So I do
Are you
expect this
this
one.
chart on Deck Screener?
Yeah, this is Dex Screener. You can buy it like directly.
Yeah.
You know, obviously use a burner. Like I should be using a burner, but you know, I YOLO'd, so that's how we ride sometimes. But yeah, like Dex Screener has a built-in trading now, so which is kind of nice. You can like instantly buy. I'm also using Anon, which is a AI assistant that lets you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
analyze some of these charts. And so I've been kind of using that on like the larger market caps for like swing trade plays. I also made a trading buddy GPT and Chat GPT to help me with my trading as well. But anyways, this one's breaking down below the bull pennant, so perhaps
You're
it
pumping it,
comes
Kyle. It's up 1.13% on the 5 minutes. Oh, it just went down.
right. As I say, it might go down because it's broke below the bull pennant, but it could still form that bullish flag. And if it does come down to 4, I'll buy the dip. I did kind of gamble right in here and then sold down like right here because it broke down below that. So you know, if it goes down in this dip, I might buy some. Just because I see a lot of people, a lot of KOLs, a lot of like degens inside of this trade. And kind of one of the telegrams I'm monitoring, like this dude's like super in it, and obviously Bankai is in it too. So we'll see. I saw some other KOL like post about it. He didn't say the ticker, but I knew exactly what meme he was talking about because I bought like so low. I was already in the know. So people were buying this at like 5 mil market cap, trying
Where'd
to
you get in at?
catch the FOMO. I got in at like 450 to 500K market cap. I bought twice, and then it
Nice.
went. Yeah, it went up, but then I sold kind of almost at a loss right in here, at a break even level because I just couldn't monitor this thing anymore. I saw it going down trending, and I should have picked some up on the low, but that's all good. That's how it goes sometimes.
I mean,
But
bro,
now,
when you're up like 6K on a major trade, on ARB, I feel like it's got to be kind of hard to like put your time and energy towards a $5 million market cap token, right?
well, I mean. Yes and no. Like I trade these degen plays as well, and I'm pretty good at spotting. Like as you know, with Kakinu and some other like good tickers I've caught early. I kind of monitor these like more aggressive ones that have like communities starting to form. Degens are starting to post about it. I actually monitored this one on X via the radar. So I have like X Pro or whatever, X Premium, and so I like to monitor. Like, I don't see anybody doing this, by the way. Not that I've seen. But what I do is like come into premium on X and I go to radar and I monitor like some of these like plays I'm looking at. Like Wild was one of those in the past, Meow. But like, yeah, look at Stupid right here. It rounded around like 20, almost 25K mentions and posts. And you can see it kind of downtrending. But again, today's a bear market or bearish momentum. So I don't expect a whole lot of chatter around memes, but tomorrow could change that pretty quickly. Or people could be buying this dip. So it all just depends. This is a lot of mentions. I mean, this is really good for a meme token. And it's good to watch this like chart. And I think they only do it for like 7 days, but it's a little kind of secret. Best kept secret. I've kept too close to my chest on that one because nobody really uses that feature on X.
Yeah, I don't think I
That I've
ever
seen.
have, man. I'm not gonna lie.
So as you can see, this one is continuing to go down despite these smaller buy orders coming in. You can see like some of these people probably taking profits, knowing a lot of what I've noticed with meme coin traders is they'll do technical analysis even though it's stupid, but they love to pick up tokens on the low. So what they'll do is they'll buy early and then they'll sell off into a candle like that, and then they'll rebuy. Actually, they'll rebuy this and keep making money on the same ticker over and over. So like if it bounces off of this, then they might take profits up here and then it dips again and they just rinse
Yeah,
and repeat the process until the
they're
ticker's like
they're
until
they're
the
farming
ticker's
the
like done.
charts.
Yeah, they'll farm it. It's honestly a smart way of like double, triple, quadruple dipping. And I see a lot of like OG traders doing this. So um, yeah, so that's why I kind of like I'll go ahead and TA it just for the sake of it because I know like these meme coin dudes are doing the same thing. And I'll try to play their game, right? If you want to play their game, you have to know how they're trading, like emotionally, mentally, and if you want to outtrade these people, you have to do your due diligence. But again, like Bonkai owns a significant portion of this token. He could dump this thing at any point in time. So
I
this
doubt he will though. Like surely not.
right,
Has he done?
he's already up massive bags on a lot of meme coins
Yeah.
right now.
Now
Just
again though, I think like if he doesn't mention this thing on the podcast, which I doubt he will, it's going like 50% down from here. I think if he does so happen to mention this, it's like crime season 50, 100 mil.
yeah,
You
and
know?
if this thing dips, this might be a good opportunity before the podcast. Uh, Yeah, I would normally say before podcasts, like people dump, but those are usually larger non-crypto streamers like Aiden Ross. I've seen that happen with Aiden Ross. He's like a mainstream streamer. But the degen streamers usually get actually positive momentum sometimes. I don't know if Thread Guy has crossed the threshold of mainstream streamer just yet.
Yeah.
So
Pump
I don't,
got
I haven't, that's
wrecked.
something I don't know. I
Pump
haven't
got
analyzed
wrecked
that.
when Alan was on Thread Guy stream.
Oh, on,
Now
yeah.
again, now Pump is like obviously different. There's a lot. It was $4 billion market cap. Is actually over that, and there's a lot more expectations because they raised so much money. So basically, there was a lot to be disappointed. Whereas like this has no expectations other than hopefully a mention. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
So
see.
yeah, the whole meta is just like a bonk play. I don't know. Somebody said it was TikTok play, but I don't know if that's true. All I know is Bonkai owns this one. I've been monitoring a Telegram channel. I'm in a few like alpha channels and things like that, like where these like degens. It's like an announcement channel. They just post their plays. Obviously they want to use people as exit liquidity or whatever they need, but you do want to monitor those just to see what the chatter is and like what they're actually putting their money into and things like that. So, yeah, just to like a lot of like, it's funny because like there's a lot of analysis that goes in just to a meme coin, just monitoring all these
Yeah.
different metrics, vanity metrics, and even social mentions, like the radar, like all this is data. So a lot of people, like if you want to be good at that, like it's good to yeah, yo, what's up with Super Lotus? Yo, what
Yeah,
up,
I did. I
GG?
did. I did post, by the way, two things. I posted on Twitter. Where it's finally up and running again. That you get bonus entries for the giveaway if you jump in Kick Chat. So we have Super Lotus who jumped in there. Bonus entry for the giveaway that we're going to talk about later. I also posted in my Telegram that we're live right now. So hopefully we get some people in the Kick Chat. We're trying to kick it off over there. X went down, so I mean, it would make sense to have another platform. And this full podcast is going to be uploaded on YouTube in video format afterwards, and it's going to be available on all platforms audio wise for like Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever, podcast app, all that. So get in Kick Chat if you want a bonus entry for this giveaway that could be worth up to $1,000. We're going to do at the end of the stream. And yeah, one more thing before you leave this chart, Kyle. As somebody who's like still not the best at TA, and I feel like I learn a little bit every day. I don't know if you mentioned this, but those volume bars on the right is basically like the like how many buys are coming in during that time period. So you have the red line one that's like the average buy for most people. So a lot of times when looking at those, you can expect possibly a bounce off of there because this is the average buy. So it's like this is where the most volume happens. Whereas if it dropped below that, you might be seeing people panic selling because the average buy is now going to be underwater. And then as those volume bars get smaller, it could really rip through them. Either way, let's say it gets to that top volume bar that's like bigger, and it could blow past the small ones because there's not a lot of buys right there. Or the other opposite could happen is if you break that 2 mil, it could be a free fall down there. That's just something that like again, I didn't even know that until the bear market. So for viewers that are watching this opposed to listening it, if you're looking at this and you just see a bunch of lines and stuff, that's one of the few things I can tell you about how Kyle charted this. Is that fair to say, Kyle? Am I off anywhere? You're better at this than
Yeah,
I am.
yeah, no, that's exactly it. Yeah, I threw in this like volume indicator over here just to see where like where a lot of the buys are coming in. That's exactly right, and you said it pretty much perfectly there. And so obviously there was a lot of like buys coming in at this bar, but obviously this one is the major one. A lot of volume here. So if this thing, like, let's say it does bounce back up to 6, it could come straight back down to like 3. People just taking profits again. So again, you could trade off it, like, not saying you could, but like what I might do is like if this comes down, in it, like let's say it does bounce and go to like 6, then I might take profits there and then rinse and repeat. If this becomes more of a serious meme, we could see a huge retracement to the upside in a good way, a reversal. But again, it like, meme coin traders, they they treat technical analysis on these coins like serious sometimes, which is hilarious. But again, if it does break below that like bull flag, then I'll probably sell. So it all depends on like this price action right in here. So this is something like if I'm trading this actively, I'm watching this pretty close to like make my entry, so I can maximize those gains and profits. And that's kind of how it goes.
So we got Professor in chat saying, "Hey
Yo.
Chris, hey Kyle." I got Super Lotus questioning the TA on meme coins. I think that at this market cap, like a couple mil, it could be helpful because, like I said, if the average DGen bought at that red line, then the average DGen might panic below that red line. So like I do think that there's small things, and then there's also like a lot of people do chart it. So if everybody's charting it, the chart's a little bit more reliable. But I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, if going back to this podcast, if the guy mentions this, none of this matters. Or if he doesn't mention this, like it matters up until the point of the podcast for this one. But I feel like the podcast is going to send this one way or the other. And yeah, doesn't
Yeah,
matter
I
there.
mean, and sometimes like stuff like works like that in the macro, to be honest, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's like, well, if BlackRock mentions it today and like they're pressing the SEC for ETF staking, it just works on it's like levels to this game, right? Like, yeah, like these are silly things to look at, and so in a lot of memes this is useless, but your more serious memes that like have like a higher propensity to be like 100 mil plus type of meme coin, you kind of have to generally like, yeah, like take it everything with a grain of salt, but also like your more serious ones that could have potential, like you want to monitor those pretty close. And like, even small little podcast mentions go a long way. I remember YouTube when I first started, you could mention a coin and you could have like 5,000 subscribers or less. And that coin would go parabolic just from a YouTuber with like little amount of subs back in the day in like 2017. So fast forward today, that guy's pretty big. He has a pretty big podcast now. So a mention could go a long way there, because it could signal like, oh, there's actually a community being built around this thing, and it could be something that degens like, because it is stupid, like that's in the name, right? So degens like funny tickers like that, and they like to build like funny memes and communities around kind of stuff like that. Now this one, I don't know, like it's got a ways to go before it's a serious meme coin, but at the early beginnings, like with Kakinu, ran to like, what was that, Chris? It ran to like, I don't
300
even
mil
know.
at least, 400
Yeah,
mil, something like that. Yeah.
we
Kyle
got
shared
in
it at
on
like
that one.
6.
Yeah, we got in that one super early. There's a lot of like based type of like memetics to it. Like the smart contract started with OX 420 by chance. Cockinu. People didn't know if you said it slow, it was cock in you. Like so there's like a lot of like super funny stuff about that token that like the community built off of it, and they actually have real products now. Like fast forward to today, they have their own layer one blockchain on Avalanche. They have a sport betting platform. So they became a serious project out of that whole thing. So that's where you want to kind of get in early. That's where like honestly like a lot of wealth is built is like meme coins this cycle, because it takes so little capital to make a 100x, and that could be life changing. So that's why taking some of this kind of stuff, I don't want to say serious because it's a meme coin, but like somewhere in the middle, right? Like don't mid curve everything, right? You want to be on the wizard spectrum, or kind of the like low IQ spectrum, as they say,
Yeah.
like like, oh, I like a meme, click it. Um, that's how some people operate, and it works for him. I have a buddy, he's like that. He's not like super intelligent, but he is just like he's super good at narratives and super good at metas, and he's super good at like understanding like the momentum of a meme, and he's super good at that. Where I'm on probably the other end is like more I like look at the data and like all this other nerdy stuff, and so I probably like fall into sometimes I mid curve, but sometimes I like crush it out of the park on some of these things. So again, it's all risky. It's a meme. Don't take it too serious, and but at the same time, potentially there's life changing gains on the table
Yeah.
sometimes. Not to say this one's it, but
So Twitter is kind of back. We're kind of getting some traction on Twitter now. Just a reminder that you get a bonus entry to the giveaway that we're giving away later today. If you're following on Kick, which is below the announcement for the giveaway, and if you comment in the Kick chat. So right now, Super Lotus is the only one with extra, an extra bonus for the giveaway, an extra entry. So just kind of pointing back there, and yes, I was drinking coffee. Dude, speaking of memes, I don't think I brought this up. I'll go ahead and share my screen in just a second.
look at this
Uh,
thing, dude. It's coming down just like that. So that's something we should keep an eye on for the rest of the stream, just for fun. Like, I don't have any money in this thing yet, but I could if it continues to dip. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
yeah, dude, Abstract has been absolutely cooking. I've been bullish on Abstract. I'm pleased to announce I hit my goal this week of gold finally. Super excited about that. I have to remove this source and add a new one. And I've been talking about like grind and a couple of other tokens on Abstract, dude. And a lot of the things I was talking about was like sub 3 mil. Now they're like, before I do this, now a lot of them are above like 5 mil, which is crazy. So let me go ahead and do this Explore tab, go to Abstract real quick, and give me just a second.
Yeah.
Because I had the wrong thing shared, and I don't want to accidentally share this. And yeah, stay tuned for the giveaway. We'll be doing it a little bit later. So excited about that too. I'll show you guys what I did yesterday as well for the giveaway for what we're giving away and kind of like what to expect on that.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm pressured, bro.
dun, da, 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 dun, dun.
it's because we're like live on this. Normally I don't have a problem with this.
All right, well, I'll share this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is like a top AVAX meme. Now they are. It's funny because like their cat just ended up in a game, so that's kind of cool. So their meme is like in Spellborn now, which is a mobile game. Actually, you can download it on Epic too and play it on PC. You can also, I think it was like browser based for a long time. I think you still played on browser, but I thought that was kind of cool. Cat is down quite significantly. So that's something like the AVAX Eco took a big hit when Ethereum started running, which was kind of expected along the EVM tokens that are paired with ETH. That ETH is going to, obviously probably do really well for the foreseeable future. But it's on a tear. And same thing that happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance was up, Ethereum was down, but Bitcoin's going kind of sideways in the grand scheme of things a little bit, like just kind of grinding up. But Ethereum has really taken a lot of ground and a lot of liquidity is being boosted into Ethereum. But there could be a lot of opportunities on the table around different ecosystems to pick up, low caps and things like that that could have high propensity to go to the upside in a full like altcoin season. And I do expect the trenches on both like Solana and different type of ecosystems, including Avalanche. I expect like ecosystems to start popping off during like an actual altcoin season. I think we're at the kind of beginning stages of signs of an altcoin season, but Ethereum, I think people are saying they would like to see Ethereum above 5K before like the official season like starts. But positioning and entries is key. So if you wait to too late, some of these coins are going to run, 2x, and then by that time, people are already in profits by the time you're getting in. So those are some things to pay attention to as well.
Completely agree, man. On that too, on Ethereum and just like our alt season and everything, outside of what you're viewing now is, dude, I sold some ETH yesterday. I don't think I've said that during this podcast yet. I didn't sell a lot, and ETH is still my biggest bag. But I kind of made a rule for myself this cycle that I would clip out every all time high. And while I know that it was like 2.5% off the all time high, I wasn't going to let myself like that's not really a big deal. Like basically, my thought is close to all time high, clip out previous all time high. But I also bought a bunch of stuff. So it's not like I just sold and put everything in my bank account. I've been I did take a lot of that ETH profit to to stables, and so it's chilling right now for powder. But we need to have Crier on here, dude. But because and you probably know a lot of this too. I don't really want to spend too much time on it, but like there's things like Chainlink that I think are really good opportunities right now because with people like Stripe announcing that they're going to build their own layer ones, they're going to need Chainlink. Like these like massive industries with billions of dollars are going to need tech like Chainlink to be able to do that. So like that kind of seems like an obvious play. Crier talks about this a lot too, but you can literally look at like the Trump administration's coins that they picked and just pick one, right? Like there's obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's a lot of other things on that list too. So pick that. So I think like I am trying to spread my portfolio out a little bit, even on larger caps with Chainlink kind of leading the way on that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and like mark this for myself right now. There could always be pullbacks or whatever, but like Chainlink's trading at $22.79. It's up 26% for the week because a lot of people are having the same thesis. But that is one that I'm looking at. I did de-risk a little bit of ETH while I am like super bullish on ETH. It's been like insane rallies. You guys know I've been hyper bullish on Abstract, and I think it's from where like I started buying. I wish I'd have went heavier because like things are crazy. But a lot of these were sub 1 million. I've been talking about like God on here. It's a dyslexic dog. It's actually like a cute.
Bergy Pingoon. I like that one.
Yeah, Gooner is the thing. I have a little bit of that, not much. This is I like this dyslexic dog. It's an artist that was originally on Bitcoin. and it's he kind of draws it for his kids, and he even has depictions of like him and his kids like that. It's a Bluey style character. We are the DJ Dads podcast, and if you're watching this and you're a father, you should know what Bluey is, or you're not a present father. And so I don't know. It's just a cute IP
That's
play.
tired.
It's at 7 mil, bro. I bought in at like I don't know 1 or 2 mil, if that, but I only bought like a couple $100 worth. So I didn't buy enough. I like this S&P 700 7700. It's only at 2.3 mil. It's kind of like the SPX 6900. It's really that like cultish like proliferate, and you see like the green eyes, which I always like when there is a PFPable association with a meme coin. You think of like Mog glasses, how you can like put Mog glasses on your profile picture. I like the proliferate, sentient. I forgot whatever. It's like a cult coin. That's a good one. There's a couple of good
Is
ones
Luca
on here.
Net's dog really bandit?
I think so, but I don't really know much about this token, and it actually has. It's the only one in the top like 15 that doesn't have any trading volume in the last hour. I just don't know about it. Maybe is that your dog's name?
No, but I do like pet, like if the meme coin reaches a certain point and it's like a founder's like pet, it usually does like kind of well sometimes. So that's one I might be looking at if I enter, because it's 1.77 mil market cap. It's like pretty low still. If it's still like if it continues to dip, I might like scoop that a little bit
It
because
just kind of scares me, dude, because like I haven't heard about it from a lot of the abstract people. And I mean, look at that
even
volume, even
better.
the last 24 hours. No, but it feels I don't know if it's like scammy or not. Like that's my
Yeah.
problem with
It
it.
does have a check mark though next to it.
It
So
does, it does.
okay, so
Oh,
the thing with Toshi on base, I caught that one actually super early before it was cool. Like super low, which is
Cavell
funny because
Anderson.
Cavell covers it now, but back then, like nobody was like the community wasn't even was like not even around. And Toshi was Brian Armstrong's like
Yeah, his cat.
pet cat.
Yeah.
And Brian Armstrong, of course, he's the founder of Coinbase. So I had a feeling that one would do well. Unfortunately, I didn't buy any. I just found it and I was like, hey, this one, I think this one could do really well. And like, I should have bought a ton because like I would just be I'd be driving a Bugatti or something crazy
Yeah.
at this point. But that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I do take pets seriously, especially like a cute one like Bandit. So I don't know
I
if
think
I might have to might do my DD on that one in research
I don't
and
know
check
why
that one out.
Grind isn't showing on here, but Grind is like my favorite token because it's by pawns, and it should be like I think it's at 5 mil now. My average price on Grind was at a 2.7 mil, and it should be top five, but I don't even see it on here. It's called Grind, but for some reason it doesn't show on this freaking list. But that's by Pawns. He had the Plague NFT, which is like an OG NFT collection. I don't know. All this being said, lots of opportunity here. And let me say, speaking of streamers and podcasts and all of that, I think Ansem is supposed to come on Proof of Eli's podcast this week. If Ansem mentions any of these tokens, they're going crazy, dude. I think he's going to play it safe and not do it, even though I don't think Ansem cares. But if he does mention it, I feel like he'll probably mention a top token. Like he'll probably be like, oh yeah, Appster at 40 mil or something like that. I don't think he's going to mention one of these like sub 10 mil tokens. But yeah, Ansem has movement, man. I think if you don't have exposure to abstract, you need it. And also, if you hold these abstract tokens on your abstract wallet, you get XP. Guess who's a gold member now? Dude, I've been grinding for this. I was consistent. I stopped and then I was consistent again. So I finally got my gold card. I'm super excited about that. This is all going to be part of the abstract airdrop. If you hold these memes, you get extra XP. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Super bullish. I can't emphasize enough on abstract ecosystem. And I do want to move on to more meme coins though, and then we'll move on to the giveaway. So I told you I bought Chainlink today. I also bought some fart coin. I just thought like I got a few things during the dip. When I pretty much bought at this level. I only bought 2 Solana worth. These numbers aren't accurate because I buy and sell all the time. So I bought about $380 worth at 1.04. This is gonna be a swing trade. I hope to swing it around like I don't have an exact exit, but I would love like I don't know 1.3 or something. We'll see though. I don't even know what previous all-time high is, and I'm on the 1 second chart. And I bought some Pengu. I only bought How much Pingu did I buy? Oh, I bought more Pingu than I thought. I bought like $600 of Pingu. Again, Pingu is kind of in a dip right now. Let's look at this 4 hours. Oh, here we go.
That's a good question in chat. I got it pulled up.
Yeah, go ahead. Where do you see abstract in maybe 5 years? Man, my personal opinion, I'm trying to make it this cycle, bro. I don't know. And, like a lot of the stuff I don't know 5 year span. I think that Pudgy Penguins, if anybody, so Pudgy Penguins is the people behind Abstract. I think if anybody has staying power that's not already a top company, it's going to be Luke and Dets with Pudgy Penguins. Dude's a mastermind. Pudgy Penguins is clearly the #1 NFT project
It's the
by
Basie of this
mindshare
cycle
market.
by
Yeah,
far.
it really is. Now saying that, like where's Basie at this cycle compared to whatever, but
But they're
like,
actually executing way better than Basie. That's the difference.
yeah, I'm more bullish on abstract than if 5 years from now than I am most of these other layer twos. Now, with all that being said, I mean, you have to capture attention and hype, and that's what I'm trying to do. So a lot of things that I talk about, I'm maybe 1 month, 6 months, 1 year from now, I'm trying to capitalize on. But right now, I'm trying to capitalize on memes because holding memes leads to this abstract airdrop. Having the abstract airdrop get you in at base price of abstract. Like that's all I'm trying to say. I think it'd be easy 5 years from now if, let's say like the whole ICO phase, like let's say like it opens at this insane evaluation and it goes all the way down. It'd be easy for somebody to go back and be like, look, Chris was so excited about this and it's still down 50% from all time high. But what they won't say is Chris got me in at base level, at a 5 million, whatever the evaluation was. So I don't know. I'm a lot more short term on a lot of this as far as like I'm trying to capture how much attention the cycle has. We have institutions buying. We had $1 billion of Ethereum inflows yesterday. That's more. That's the single largest day in Ethereum inflows. Ethereum isn't breaking all time highs because degens are buying. It's breaking all time highs because BlackRock is buying. So I'm trying to capitalize on that, So I'm still going to be around 5 years from now. It's not like 6 months from now I'm going to be like, oh yeah, abstract is dead to me. But I mean, a lot of this stuff, like you gotta go where the attention's at, and not only is the attention on abstract, it's fun. Like I buy memes that people actually buy and hold. A lot of these memes like aren't just like there for a day and gone like Solana. There's a lot of games on abstract. I don't know if you saw that whole stream. The last two streams, me and Kyle played roach racing, which was a lot of fun on abstract. And the stream before that, I played the proof of play arcade, which is that pirate thing. We play games to get XP. We stream on there, like it's fun. So like, to me, it's like not as like stressful as a lot of this other stuff. So yeah, I know that's not like a direct answer to the question, but I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where it's gonna be at 5 years from now. I hope it's still around.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think 5 years from now, like I think 5 years goes by pretty quick in the grand scheme of life. Abstract, I could see maybe being utilized more. What their vision is around pudgy penguins and the consumer kind of layer two that they want to be. Um, I think they're gonna still have to obviously ship a lot of things for them. I think they're gonna. I don't know. Luca Nets is teasing a lot that he has under the hood of what of not only Pudgy, but I'm sure Abstract as well. I'm confident that it'll do well. Now, long term, I'm not sure, but I think right now they have the attention. Bases has had attention even still to this day. Several years later, like 3 years later. So I could see Pudgy having like 2x the hype, 2x the attention, and 2x the staying power. And obviously, I think they've done a lot better than Basie in many ways. So I think if as long as they continue to do what they're doing, I think they'll be around. I think it could be potentially a nice like long term hold. And things like that, depending on like airdrop and whatever. So yeah.
On the how do I play question, abstract is literally like abs.xyz. You go to discover tab and you can create an account with your email and you literally just go to like gaming and you can pick a game that looks cool and play it and then earn XP for playing it. And some of them are like Gamblefy and then some of them are fun. Pingu Clash, I actually haven't even played this yet. Yeah, so I mean it's that easy. That's where trading's at and everything like that. And yeah, you can get your rewards. You have like last week I got the 11K XP that got me over to gold. That was double my week before that. So yeah, cool stuff.
I really like
Um,
this dashboard. Like nobody's done it like as simple and as easy as abstract. At first
yeah.
it was like kind of like iffy, but then like after messing around with it a little bit, like you realize like, oh, this is actually really cool. You got rewards, points, XP, and a lot
Yeah.
of like
So
blockchains just don't have that.
a couple of things here is like every once in a while they'll have badges right here, and basically if you go and participate in that ecosystem you get a badge. I haven't seen those as much recently, but like so here are some badges that I got. Some of these were for as simple as like connecting my Discord or whatever, but like this one was for like playing Gigaverse, and these are all on chain by the way. So like if you go to like Magic Eden and Abstract and you look at like your wallet, these are actually in your wallet. And then so that's a couple things, and then this is some bonus. So I hold the base layer Pengu, which is only like this isn't in USD. This is just the amount of Pengu. So if you hold like at least 88,888 Pengu, you get a multiplier, and then that like that doubles, triples. If you have more, then you get the higher layers. I just have the baseline layer because I'm not a whale. And then I have a bonus 12.5% for I don't even remember. I think a Discord role or something. So there's just some like things to look at, if you're looking at this dashboard, but it is super cool. I like it. Uh, we didn't talk about the market shakeout this morning. So it's kind of right now, the market's kind of, I know CoinGecko is not the best. I always go back to it. It's just barely down today. But this morning was like a really big dip in the market. I don't really care for this guy much because he doesn't really give context. And I'll show that in a second. But he does look at the macro pretty well. And I think this explained it pretty strong this morning. He said, I was going to make a post about this morning that we get the econ data to catalyze a break in the action, and now we've gotten it. PPI came in hot and makes rate cuts quite questionable, at least for today's action. Most would be served well to be prudent here and take chips off the table and not try to ape in today. The market was very overheated, and this is overdue. I personally think another 10% all major cryptos in near term is coming. So the PPI coming in strong though. This is the reason that I literally like not long after this tweet, I opened up a 10x leverage position on Solana, and I profited off of it because to me the PPI all that showed was that inflation is higher than they expected. Well, if inflation is higher, what do? You buy assets that fight against inflation, crypto. So like to me, it was kind of like the market kind of had a knee jerk reaction to that. And he even kind of the reason I don't care for Keyboard Monkey too much is I mean, literally an hour after that tweet, he says it would appear longing the dip is the easiest way to make money. It's like basically he puts tweets out that like shake people out. And then like an hour later, he comes back and is like, you should have bought the dip, or whatever. But he does that because he's a leverage trader. So he wants you to be shaken out. He wants you to be like whatever his position is. But I don't know. Did
Yeah,
you
I mean, it's classic. So yeah, like some of it is like short term like outlook versus a long term outlook. But it doesn't look like he gives any context between the two differentiators. Like he just says like things and then expects people to like abstractly like break it down or something like that. So yeah, interesting. I've never heard of this guy, but it does seem pretty accurate. I don't know about 10%. But I do think like, yeah, a correction was due. But this isn't like previous cycles, so I'm not really quite sure how big dips are going to be this cycle. They might get eaten up relatively quickly, especially like all these companies raising like, in the grand scheme, billions of dollars, to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. So there'll be continued like buy pressure for the foreseeable future. So people that are trying to like short or leverage trade on the downside, they could get squeezed out pretty quickly in these dips. So it is a dangerous market to be a short term or a short taking shorts on some of these altcoins and majors, mainly the majors. But yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a good analysis. Again, it could be anybody's game in terms of like the percentage of dip and like where you should DCA. It's all going to come down to monitoring like on a daily basis of what's going on in the space.
Definitely. And just one more note on the dip earlier is like I did 10x long it because to me, I mean like it went all the way down to like 180 or like 189 or something. And I was like, this is gonna have to when I read that it was a knee-jerk reaction, it was kind of an overreaction, I figured that it would be a good time to long, and I did. So you can see here I opened up this 10x long sold position at 193, exited at 196. The profit was 205. Again, not acting like I'm Kyle's 6K over here, but I felt good about that because I took a risk of it not continuously going down. It made up for some stuff earlier this week. I just wanted to share that real quick. Going back, do you want to talk? You want us to go on to the BZ giveaway, or?
Yeah, let's hook up with the BZ giveaway and also just a quick update on the stupid Inu. It is coming down, so just to like validate kind of what we were talking about earlier is like, it is being dumped. So we'll see if it bounces off this level. If it shows signs of bouncing, that's a good sign. But if it breaks down, so anyways, this is kind of just a fun to monitor. I have zero investments in this one, so that's that.
Sweet. Yeah, it's that stream curse, man. um, Sweet. So let me get this back up. All right, and switch this out. There we go. We're back. Oh,
We're
this
so
is.
back.
I guess we're back. See what's going on? It's not.
I can hear
It's
it.
weird. Yeah, but can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see it. That's crazy. I guess I'll just have to take your word for it. Um, yeah, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what this looks like. Yesterday, I did one of the pools, and you can win like these graded cards that are worth like a lot of money. You can actually win like an OG Charizard that's slabbed. You can win a like Dragonite that's like worth $1,000 from a $50 pool. So yesterday, I did this pool, and I'll just go ahead and show you what I got. All right, so it's getting the item. It just dropped it, and let's see what we get. Ayo! So we got a unknown. So I paid $50. Yeah, so it was $50, and I got an unknown that I could immediately swap back for $67. I have options. I could swap that back immediately at the like fair market price. I could choose to hold it and resell it at any point, or I could redeem that physical and I could get the physical. So this giveaway that we're doing is I'm going to pay 50 again. I could get an unknown that's worth 67. I could get a Dragonite that's worth 1,000. I could get a Pikachu that's worth 10. Whatever it is, I'm going to give away to one of our followers of the Deej and Dads podcast. If you were live today, our giveaway slightly got messed up because Twitter messed up at the beginning. So here's how we're going to do it. If you're live today and you are following on Kick and you commented through the Kick chat, you still have time before the end, you get a bonus entry. I'm going to upload this clip later today of the drawing with a call to action with like the typical giveaway style of like things to do. It's not going to be too much. I never like to do too much, like, bend over backwards for this giveaway. It's going to be pretty simple. And then you get one entry. So you get one entry for following the instructions later, and you get one entry for being live and commenting on chat and Kick. Is that clear, Kyle?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. But we're gonna go ahead and do it now. I hate that I can't see it. So you can see this right now.
Yeah, I can see it on X. I double checked our stream, so it looks good.
That's man. I don't like not being able to see it, but I guess I'll just
Yeah, I can see
yeah.
it.
So crazy, bro. Anyways, all right. So let's just go with it. It is what it is. Let's do this, Kyle. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right.
I'm super ready, bro. Let's go.
So what will we be giving away to the chat? To somebody. Let's do it. So here we go, man. Maybe it's this Dragonite 1999, maybe it's this Zapdos, maybe it's this Umbreon. And this is kind of some of the things I said. This is all through BZ. So shout out to BZ. Super excited to be able to do this. And let's go. I have $50 in my wallet. I could also use Apple Pay if I wanted to use Apple Pay, but I'm using just my wallet because I have a $50 balance. And you also get flow points for this, the flow blockchain. I actually didn't even know that until after yesterday. somebody was like, "Yo, you can redeem your flow points," and I guess you get stuff from that, which we can look at later, which I had no idea about. But yeah, dude. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah, they have a.
What?
Oh no, yeah. Well, wait.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. It's selecting right now. Dude, it's gonna be bitters if it's like super.
What
It's
if
gonna
it's
be
a
crazy.
Dragonite? That'd be dope.
I'll just scratch the giveaway and keep it. Not
Right?
really. Not really.
Like it's a
Oh,
Charizard or something randomly
oh
out of the
my
blue.
gosh, dude. If it's something like that crazy, I'm still giving it away no matter what. But we better have a ton of entries if it's like $1,000 giveaway. This is a really cool platform too. I mean, I really enjoy BZ. So I like RWA stuff, which we've done on the show before. Kyle has pulled several times on Pidgeot's platform. We know me and Kyle are both OG VV people. We like digital collectibles. So we have look at our setups. I mean, you can't really see Kyle's right now, but Kyle has a ton of stuff. I got a ton of stuff in my setup. Like we're collectors, so it makes sense for us to like this type of stuff.
I got a perfect 10 Patrick Mahomes card over there. I was trying to find my
So
Gary V friends that are like slabbed.
yeah,
Um,
I don't have mine slabbed, but I have the box of mine still.
yeah, I couldn't find them though yesterday. They're somewhere in my like collection.
Dude.
Yeah,
I don't think it took this long yesterday. No,
they're on diet.
I had an
They're on
error.
dial up.
I had an
Dang,
error.
bro,
Hold,
they're on dial up. They're still on the
hold on.
AOL.
I did
Did you hear
not
about
have an
AOL?
error. I did not have an error yesterday. Here, guys,
Did you
look
hear
at
about AOL though?
no, what happened?
They're shutting down after like 34 years.
What? Dude,
Yeah,
my parents still use AOL.
the dial up is the dial up side.
Here, you guys can just look at this tab while I don't know here. I think I found out. So I had $50, but I wonder if it's because I probably need to bump it up to just a little bit. Dang, I need to send some over. Sorry, chat. This wasn't expected. Maybe I'll just do like Apple Pay or something.
I've entered stupid, by the way, the stupid chart. I'm on pretty close. I'm like just break even right now. But some bigger bids are
Wait,
come in.
dude. Wait. I think it did go through, but it just kind of glitched, man.
You're showing the wrong screen though.
Well, I was intentionally doing that in case I had to do like card info.
Oh, I see, I see.
But let me see, dude.
Pet
Wait.
collection.
Wait a second.
Collection.
Let's go. I don't know what this is worth, dude. We got a
Ooh.
VMAX Jolteon, bro. So we got a
Yeah.
2021 Japanese VMAX Climax Jolteon. That's a funny name for a Jolteon.
Climax.
193 tag 10. So if this beauty could be yours, the giveaway instructions is going to be later. If you are live on the Kick chat, following Kick, you know what? Just follow and Kick. That's the alpha. You don't even have to leave a live comment, but I'm not going to say it later. If you're following the Kick channel, then you get an extra entry, and you have any point between now and when I actually give this away. We actually give this away later today to do that. And this Japanese VMAX Climax Jolteon 193 tag 10 could be yours. This came out in 2021. It's a grade 10. It's a Japanese card. And that's pretty much all you need to know about it. And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys, everybody that came. I hope you got some alpha out of this podcast. We talked about a lot. Anything else, Kyle?
I'm
Other
up.
than your
I'm
stupid shirt?
officially. I'm up by like $50 right now on stupid.
Then
But
cash out. Cash
I
out.
could get completely wrecked here, but we'll see.
How much did you put in?
2K worth of souls.
Oh my
I know, actually, a
god!
little bit less. So we're in it for 2K,
Oh,
baby. We're
dude,
gambling.
that's wild, bro.
We're Gamble City. I think it could like okay. So I don't want to say this live on stream, but I'll say it anyways. I could see this one going to 10 mil if it picks up a little bit of traction. But yeah, if it hits, I might just take profits way before then though, like 6th level. So we'll see. I'm not trying to go for like extravagant gains by any means.
Sure. Dang, dude. All right, well, you heard it there. You heard it here first. Lots talked about today, lots of alpha. Guys, join this podcast every week. We're live on Kick every single week, every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then the full podcast will be uploaded to YouTube. If you missed it, it'll also be uploaded to all audio platforms. With all that being said, thank you guys for coming in, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.